All right, welcome back, everybody. Coffee and Art in the Morning, and we are now on the painting process of these art cards. So we've already taken old deconstructed journal pages and cut them up for the base. So these backgrounds are all from my art journals, and I've cut them up and use them for backgrounds. Then in the last hour, I went through collage fodder and picked out different bits to make my little stories. I don't know yet, CB. I don't know yet. We have some things going on Labor Day, so it probably won't be Labor Day. I don't know yet. We're still working on that. Yeah, so I don't know yet. And so now I'm going to pick some paints out. Of course, I'm going to need black and white. I always use black and white. And I just got a little palette here. This is dry acrylic paint. And I just go back over the top of it. So there's some black, some white, and let's see what other colors I'm going to probably want to use. Probably some kind of a maroon. Let's go with Napa Red. It's the maroon. I've gone with that. Or here's cranberry wine. There's like 3 or 4 different maroons. And so I'm going to use a little bit of that. Some Napa Red. I'm going to probably need a little bit of, this is persimmon. Again, persimmon, burnt orange. There's, different kinds of some sienna, traditional burnt sienna. So I'll probably use these two, maybe a yellow ochre or a butterscotch. There's so many are similar. And so you don't have to have every color. You can get just something, your colors that you like to work with. Okay. So I'm going to use those. You don't need much for these little cards. I always pour out more than I need. That's why it's good to have a desk journal. We'll see if we get through this fast enough. I'll show you my, a couple of my desk journals again and use up some leftover paint. And then I think I need some kind of a yellow ochre, or yeah, we'll just go with this butterscotch. And I'm not sure if I'm going to even use all these colors, but because there's so many bright colors, I may want to use a lot of colors. Then I'm going to need probably a hot pink. Let's see about maybe peony pink. If you have any questions, put them in caps. If you're watching this recording on YouTube, where it's a live show with live people. Thanks everybody for being here. And a teal. Let's go with bluegrass green. A little bit of that. I don't know. Do I need anything else right now? We'll see. We'll start with those colors. So it's all the same, kind of the same colors that are in the piece. Might need a little lime green. Let's go ahead and put out a little bit of yellow green, or there's Irish moss. There's chartreuse. There's all kinds of ones that are just a lime green. All right, there we go. We'll go with that. Welcome back, Jean. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to just kind of move up here and start with one at a time. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this lime green, and I'm going to start with my finger to get start blending some things in. Now, in this case, I've already got the backgrounds, a lot already done. Normally, if I'm gluing down collage bits, and I have a lot to paint in because it's white. It's white in the background. And so I usually spend, some time getting rid of all the white background. In this case, it's pretty much done for me, so I'm just going to start adding colors here and there. Okay. All right, so I want them to kind of really feather into that mountain. The little building here, I want it to feather into the mountain. Let me get a small brush here. Get a little brush and get some of this teal and start with that. And I'm just going to start. And here's the bit about why the matte medium is so important. Because everything's coated with matte medium, I can do this and pay, you know, whatever, and I can take a baby wipe and completely wipe it away 100%. You can't do that if you don't have it coated with something. All right. So I'm going to work down here in a little bit of this coral with a little bit of the teal and a little bit of the brown, and kind of work this kind of coral look thing in there. These rock, it could be whatever you imagine it to be, you know. But essentially what I'm doing is setting them back into the world. So I'm going to get a little bit of, make this a little bit of blue-gray. And I just play with my colors here. I rarely, you know, I just mix them up right here on the palette if I need a new color. But that, again, takes practice, too. Trying to match colors. And that's why, if y'all have seen the magazine journal segments we've done, where you take an old magazine and turn it into a journal where you can practice blending colors. I won't get into that right now, but anyway. So I'm just going to get rid of the white hard edge here and start to blend this little part of a temple that they were in on a full, it was like a full mountain, this temple thing was. And so I just kind of tore them out, and we're putting them into our little world. That's a little too white up there, so let me add a little bit of, just to get rid of the white edge there. So it's not so stark white. Because I want the whole thing to look like it's kind of blending into the mountain. See? Now if I want to get in here with some black and kind of get around him, maybe like he could be standing in the doorway a little bit. Here's my mailman out there. He's stopping. He must be delivering something. Something like that. See? And then if I want him to make it look like this is like hanging on the edge of a mountain rather than blended into that one, then I'm going to go ahead and get a little greeny gray here. And kind of, and some of this I have to set the thing down on the table because I can't draw straight lines with. I might want to pull that in off like that, so it's going to start looking like it's like a separate bit. So I'll darken up behind it here. So that brings that forward, like they're kind of hanging off the edge of a cliff. And then we can go back in here in the back and add more cliffy looking stuff, more mountainy looking stuff back here, you know. Make this any shape mountain we want. See? So you just got to play with it and make it a little, make it your own little world. Make it whatever you want it to be. Like Bob Ross says. All right, I'm gonna let that dry because I think I'm gonna put some. I might put some. I think I will put another plant. Let me take some red up here. I think I'll put a little red planet up here. And what I'm gonna do after the fact, I mean after it's dry, is I'm gonna go ahead and put some clouds and some other things in there too. But I'm gonna just start with this. But I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna keep moving through all the different. Somebody is in my driveway. I'm not sure. Should go check my mail. I'm going to do all, because you know they'll have all the colors that I'm going to use in all 5 cards or 6 cards, and then I'll go back and add any water, clouds, stars, mist, anything like that that I want to use. But I'm going to just start with that right there. Okay. So we're going to just stop on that one. Actually, I want to get rid of that. There's a little bit of some kind of paint. This is from, you remember, this had an art. This was cut out of an art journal. I want to get rid of that line right there. There's a little bit of a paint smear from the previous thing. All right, so there we go on that one. I'm just going to leave that. I might have some water coming down here. That looks like it could have some water flow. But right now, I just want to get them base coated. Thanks, guys. All right, so now let's go on to the swan and the fish. Now, this for sure, I'm going to have water in here. But right now, I'm really just kind of wanting to get rid of just a little bit of the edge here, the little cut edge, a little sharp right there. Just want to kind of blend that in a little. And again, take a baby wipe, and you can, wipe away anything because it's got the matte medium over it. So I want to kind of brighten that up a little bit around the swan. Just make it a little bit more defined. And the same thing right around its little beak. I want to add more pink around it so that his little beak or her little beak is going to show up a little better. So I'm going to tap in some extra coral right around the beak just so it stands out. And same thing for, let's see, I might carry it over a little bit here. And a little bit of the teal right along the watch. I'm just talking out my process. When y'all hear me talking, I mean, it's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm just talking it out loud. Okay. Something like that. And then I want to bring some black down here along the edge because there's a couple of layers from the previous, what do you call it, art journal page that I'm going to try to blend out down here. So I'm just going to add some black and some of the teal so you can kind of see where we're going down here. Something like that. A little bit more teal over here. Nice and bright. Then I'm going to put some stars and a shooting star right in there. Let me get a separate little tray for my watered down white. I have pure white right there, but I want to have a little bit where I can get it wet. I mean, make it real inky like. So I'm gonna just water down some white with just a spray bottle. Water down some white here so I can use it for splatters. If I do this on here, it's going to get everything really wet. So I'm just going to use a separate little tray for that and just get it going here and start. Oop, that's a little bit much. I'll have to wipe that off and get a little less. Okay, something like that. Again, I can just go in here with a baby wipe, swipe it away because it's coated with matte medium. All right, so I think I'll do one little shooting star in here. Let's have it going this way. So, like that. Go back in there with the pencil too. Let's add a couple more extra little bits here. That's too much. Too big. So we have the coral, which can look like a nebula. All right, and I'm thinking I might want, well, I don't know if I'll do maybe just one. I think I'll do one little bit of a watch hand right there. Kind of fading in there. Like that, something like that. Now I'm not liking it because, sorry guys, I froze for a second. The angle from the shooting star to that is distracting to me, so I'm going to take that off. Make it like that. Hey Blondie, anybody else popping in? All right, so there is my second one. Again, I'll probably go in here with some either mist, water, fog, clouds, whatever. But right now, I just want to get them all, base coated, started. So there's the two. Let's start. Okay, let's get the light back here. All right, so let's go on to this one. And I want to get a little brush here, and I want to do a little arch. I want this to be like a little arched thing going on here. So I'm going to just pull that in. And this side too. So it's like a little doorway with a waterfall in it. And a little purpley. Let's get a little blue, a little red. Get kind of a purple color back here. Oops, sorry guys. I'm just using the teal and the maroon to get kind of a gray purple thing going on. Let's lighten it up just a little right on the side back here. So it's separate. Separate back there. Alright, so now let's see here. I'm going to add a little more dimension to it. Then on the side, outside here, I want more teal around the bird head so it kind of stands out. I'll probably have some water on the outside there too. And in this case, I think I'm going to get rid of the watch hand there so I can put my watch hands going any way I want. So let me just kind of match that up and get rid of that little watch hand in there so I can put it whatever color I want. Just kind of get rid of it. Okay, a little bit of dark down here where there's some rocks or something going on. Same for right over in here. Kind of liking that. We'll have some waterfalls coming out. Go back with that tan color right in there. I need a smaller brush really, but all right. Whoops. All right, I'm going to do a couple more little, let's see here, do a little bit of a splatter. All right, so I'm going to stop with that for a second. Get these other three done. Thanks, Vicky BR. Good to see you, by the way. All right, so I'm going to take this one now, and I'm going to get the background worked in. Again, you can always wipe away. I add a little of that sienna in there. Kind of make it nondescript, and also right around the beak. I don't want to lose its little beak. Get a little gray. Its little head there, a little bit of. Let's give it a little spiky haircut. A little of the maroon, and again, I'm not going to use near all this paint. So what I'll do when I finish this is I'll get out my one of my desk journals to scrape off the excess paint, and we'll which essentially will be turned into other collage pieces in the art journals, in the desk journals. Okay, so let's kind of do that. Now I'm going to get the sienna again over here. Kind of get that blended in. A little bit of black come across there. Just got to kind of imagine little doorways, little stairs, little whatever. Okay, I want a little bit more sienna up here at the top. And a little bit of gray. Let's see, let's get some purpley gray going on here. Yeah. Hi Lisa, by the way. Thanks. I haven't sent you anything for a while, Lisa. You probably need one of these. All right. Needs a little bit more defined. And you can always go in here with, you know, color pencil. Like, for instance, let me just do a little piece right here just to show you. You can go in here. I need brown. And you can do shade in. Now make sure wherever you're doing the color pencil, it's 100% dry. There's no paint right here where I'm working, but you have to have it dry. Your pencil will not go over wet paint. I know that seems self-explanatory, but yeah. So I just want a little bit of darker right there. And I'll take my sienna and just kind of blend it in a little, just to give it a little bit more definition behind him. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that like that. All right, let's go on. I got two more here to kind of make a little bit of dent in. All right, and so I think I'm going to bring some of this blue. I'm going to bring some of this blue across here to bring it almost like water. I'm going to have water coming across there. Maybe behind right there. Like that. So it's kind of sitting in water maybe. And again, I'm going to go back with the areas for water, clouds, other things too. Okay, so like that. I think I need to plant it up here. Let's do with the orange. Okay, then it needs a little orange glow back here. I'm just going to keep playing, and if you don't like it, remember, while it's wet and almost to the point of being dry, if you've coated it with matte medium, you can get in there and wipe it away. Okay, because of the matte medium. So I'm kind of turning that leaf into like a mountain there. Okay, so I'll come over here with a little bit more orange too. Make it like a little landscape over here. Maybe a little bit more maroon right in there. And I kind of go back and forth between my fingers and the brush, just to kind of whatever it needs. All right, now I think I'll add a little bit of black right up here behind his head. Kind of define that as another little mountain, maybe. A bit behind his head. I'm liking maybe a little bit of black over here. Okay, I'm going to splatter just a little bit of, tiny bit of stars back behind. If you get it anywhere you don't want it, just take your baby wipe and wipe it away. That one little dot gone. Okay, last one. Any questions or anything? Are we good? All right, I'm going to go down here with a little bit of dark. I want this dark down here. I'm going to have the stars down here on the bottom. All right, let's go back up here and do some painting over this arch with the sienna. A little bit of the maroon right in there. Kind of bring some of that maroon through here. All right, let me get some lighter teal right around, highlight that. Maybe have a few, maybe that's a mountain right there. Let's see. Let's fix that first. And you can take time with tinier brushes or whatever. Kind of keep it ethereal. Gonna put some clouds in there. Let's put a little mountain back in here. More depth back going on behind there. This could be a cliff right there. All right, a little bit of the maroon just to take the edge off that white right there. I know I'm just talking it out, guys, just talking out loud what I'm doing. This brush is fuzzy. I'm not able to get a nice straight edge. I should change brushes. I think I'll have one shooting star up here. It's a little big. Let's make that shooting star a little littler. All right, I think I need to dry them all now. Do I have something done on them? I think I have them all. All right, let me hit them all with the heat gun real quick, and then we'll add some detail. Thanks, Terry Trouble. I need to go see if I have anything sitting on my front porch because my mailman was out there for like 5 minutes. But I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all what to do with your extra paint as soon as we get done with this. And I paint all the backgrounds black too, even though I've used, cut out art journal bits. I usually just, I paint the back. All these are pretty cool on the backs too. But I usually just start with a white card and paint the backgrounds black. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do a little bit of water, mist, some other things here. All right, so I'm going to just take a clean spot on a baby wipe and get some white paint going here. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of play. Let's go smooth up. I'm going to splash a little splash up here. And I do different things. I'll do fog, mist, waterfalls, water, whatever. Okay, and then I think I'll do maybe some floaty clouds. I haven't done any floaty clouds for a while, I don't think. Let's do some little floaty little bits of clouds. And then I want to do some watch hands on there. Let's do that. Man, I'm not liking it's too much. It's too busy. I think I'll just stick with the watch hands in this case. Where's my paint? All right. And I'll get in there with the blue pen in a minute. Maybe it needs a couple stars. All right, let me let that dry and I'll come back to it. See a little bit of watery stuff going on down there. Oh, you're nosy. Oh, you definitely you need me. You want me to go check my mail? Okay, let me finish this for a second. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna have some water coming across here. Let's see what I wanted to do. Do I want it to splash right there? Just maybe a little. Just a little indication, something like that. Doesn't need to overdo, I mean, I can easily overdo. I think I'll just leave that. Something like that. But I do want that little star just Oh, let me just go and just paint a pen here. I could almost do a little bit of a watch thing right here. A little bit there. Nah, I think I'll just stick with the star, the one star. Almost looks like a snowdrift, you know? All right, I'm going to leave that one. No, it needs a little bit more on that arch. It needs a little bit more oomph. Let's make a nice little dark brown. With that red, needs a little bit more. Definition around there. A little darker inside the door. There's a tree right there. I think I'll accent that little tree. I think I'll accent that tree branch that's over there. Let's go ahead and do that with a liner brush. Where's the liner brush? Do I have a liner brush? Oh, here's one. Okay, let me just get in there with a little bit of sienna, a little bit of white. Now let's see if we can do a little tree branch coming out. Just the tip of the brush, bringing out a little branch right across the bit there. Blend that off a little. Tiny, tiny. Let's bring down the little tree coming down here. Maybe the little roots can come down across there. Okay, I'll set it down a second with a little bit bigger brush. Get in there with the little tree trunk right in there. I'm gonna let that dry before I can work on any more detail in there because it's just blendy because it's wet. So, but I want this tree to kind of come out all the way up into the sky here. So we'll work on that a little bit better. Some of these branches. Maybe an odd root. The odd root coming up there or something and cutting across down there. I don't know. I need to work on that a little bit more, but kind of getting the idea. All right, let me thin those branches up just a little too thick back in there. Okay. All right. We'll set this one, leave that alone. Now I'm just going to get in here with a little bit of, white and do a little fog bit down here just to kind of transition that a little better, something like that. All right, I got to work right here on the tree, but it's wet. I got to dry that first. So let me just set that one aside for a minute. What do we have left? Oh, this one here with the water. Wanted some water coming across here and there. And then that watch hand I want coming out. Am I just mumbling here, guys? Can y'all, am I incoherent? All right, I don't want that watch hand to come right up against the little bird there. So I'm going to take some maroon and just kind of block out the watch hand that's there. And put my own here. Thanks. Now let me dry a couple of these here. So I'm just kind of going back and forth on them. This tree, I really want to fix that tree. All right, so this one, where's my white pen? And I'm just using the white Posca pen. But all right, so I want, okay, I don't want the watch hand coming that one either. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. What time is it? Okay, we're good on time. All right, let me dry that. Oops, nope, I didn't get it. Too much water. Too much water, it didn't cover. All right, now let's dry it. Do you always fun listening to me mumble? Oh, okay, how my mind works, I don't know. All right, I want this one, I want this watch hand to come out like that. Okay, and then I want this one to come from behind it somehow, but I want it to be, if I do put one there, it's going to have to be behind him. Let's see. See, it's because the composition the body's angled in. If I put another hand, it's going to make it look like it's off. So I have to be careful. So I think I just need to come up with it like this. Because if I try to go behind him, it's going to look off. All right, so let's go with that. Then this one, same kind of dealio. I've got my shooting star over here. I don't know if I want a watch hand coming around that one. I think I'll just put some water here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And I think I want to maybe put him in some mist. Maybe kind of a mist here for the swan. Don't know. Let's see how it'll work. Kind of mist it up a little, like he's in a kind of maybe in a fog, kind of floating. Have the swan kind of floating. Like that. With just a little bit more wave action or, you know, splashes. A little bit of splash down there. Don't want to go too much. It's a little much right there. Okay, now I need to kind of fill in because there's a line there from the cut paper from the art journal cutout. So there's a harsh line there I need to get rid of. So let me just do that. Okay, liking that. All right, so let me look them all over. All right, this one I have to go back in here with a blue pencil. Shadow that, or a gray. There's a gray. I'm going to get in there and shadow that. Watch hand a little. Let's see what else. Okay, same for this one. A little bit more water on him. Where's my brush? Okay. Let me look over each one here. Oh, I got to do something in this one. Oh, and this one too. Hang on. Got a couple more here. I'll hold them up here in a second, guys. All right, this one I wanted the waterfall. I wanted some waterfall in there and a watch hand. All right, where's my... I think I'll have this one come behind and this one come right over the top. Okay, it's going to be a little tricky on the edge right there. We'll fix it with the brown pencil. Okay, so now okay. And I just got to fix right where that line crosses over the bird right there. See how it's got a little dent? It's because that's where the paper line is. That's why it's always really, really best, if you can, to, you know, anytime you can tear rather than cut, because cut edges are hard to blend in. I'm just trying to stick a little, there we go. Cut edges are much harder to blend than torn edges. All right, let that dry because I can then put a little bit of gray, yeah, gray under it. Okay, let's go back to this one. All right, last one, guys. Last one. Oh yeah, I wanted his watch there. Dede says they're hard to blend. Thanks, Annabelle. Thanks, yeah. Well, it is. Torn edges are much easier to blend than a cut edge because it's harder to get your paint to cover a cut edge. Torn paper is much easier to blend. All right. All right, now I think that should be dry enough. Get in there with a little bit of blue or gray and kind of give it a little bit of a shadow there. Same for this one. Pick up a little. Okay. Let's take a look at each one. Okay, I wanted to put a little bit of, where's my white pencil? A little bit of a planet thingy going on. You can go in there with some pencil, but when you go to varnish it, just remember, don't be rubbing on it too much because you will rub off the pencil. So let me just do a little finagling here. A little bit more. I got this planet's not quite round. Let's put a little bigger glow around it. There we go. Okay, so there's that one. I think I'll make this bird wing just a little bit more defined. Okay, let's go over here to this one. Get a couple little better waterfall splash things going on. Just a few, not, keep it subtle. I tell you, it's the more subtle it is, the more you're going to like it. Okay, there's those two. All right, let me get in here with this tree. I really want to fix that branch right there. And I'll just kind of go over it with white first, and I can go in there with a nice little brown over the top. I think I want those to stick out. I think maybe I'll have them actually come down. That. With a little bit of brown in there. think I overdid this one a little. Almost doesn't need anything on that side. Let me see. I think I'm going to get rid of that. Just have the tree look like it's coming out of the door. I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. Not so much going on. Too much going on over there. Thanks everybody for being here. I wanted to at least varnish one for you. Just so you can see one completed. I'm still not happy with that edge. I might have to just kind of think on that one a little bit. All right, let's see. Got the swan here. Let's add a little bit more. Just kind of fussy playing around with them. All right, then this one I think I'm gonna do, I do want a little bit of waterfall on this one. Coming off of the bird. Like that. And then water behind there just a little bit more defined. Probably get in there with a pencil will be easier. A couple more little stars back in here. Like the orange background, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look now. What do we got left? This one. Could use just a touch more. Where's my brush? All right, guys, I think I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and varnish one. Let's see, which one do I consider the most finished? Probably this one, maybe. Yeah, need a little bit more dark there. Let's go with this one. All right, let me just make sure it's dry. And I just need a little bit more highlight on the bird. He's getting kind of lost. His body shape. So let's just go ahead and lighten him up just a little. There we go. So how I varnish them, yeah, my coffee gets cold too. It said, look, this is all I took one drink out of it and it's cold. All right, so now what I've been using, and I, like I said, I got a different brand thing to test out, but this is what I use. It's a Delta Ceram Coat Gloss Exterior Interior Varnish. You can get it at Hobby Lobby and Michael. It's about $10, $12. But if you use a 50% off coupon, you can get it for, $6, and it lasts a long time because I'm going to show you here. All you need is about the size of a nickel. All right. And this is how I varnish the cards. I just kind of go a little circle in the middle, and then I just kind of pull it out to the edge. I'm not pushing down. I'm not like smashing down, because if you got any pencil or, anything that might move, just try to do one quick swipe over the whole, and you can tilt it and see if you've missed any areas, and that's it. Okay, that's all I do. And it'll dry. It's a little cloudy, but it dries clear and it levels off. So if it's a little, but if you use a brush, you're going to see brush marks. So that's why I use my finger. At the very least, use a sponge brush, not a brush. And so that will dry clear like this. So you can see here. how, see? So it's a little cloudy for, you know, a bit, but let it dry overnight. So yeah. All right, let me clean my baby wipe here. And now I want to show you real quick what I was talking about, using your, having a journal that's just like a place for you to scrape off your excess paint. I have a cup. Now I want to put this off to the side so I don't stick my hand in there. Okay, let's move all this out of the way. And then I have this leftover paint. Get me an art card there to focus. And I've shown them to y'all before, but let me just grab one here. So it's just a journal with just bits of collage. Hang on, I got a bookmark in there. And let me get the bookmark out. There we go. And so you can see where all right, now I stuck my hand in my coffee now that my sleeve is wet, okay? Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll find a page. See, this is where extra paint has been scraped. Let me move this out of the way. I'm constantly shifting things out of my way. Where's my palette knife? Hang on, here we go. So this is, you know, just got all kinds of bits, and it sounds really sticky, but it really isn't, guys. But you can see this is just where I've scraped paint and then gone back and played. When I, you know, if I just really don't have anything to do, which hasn't been for quite a while. But so, like for instance, here, could use some orange right there. So I'll just pick up this leftover bit here, and I can just scrape along. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about, using up your paint. Okay, you just scrape it in, and some things have collage on them. Now, you don't want to close your book when it's wet, that's for sure. But you can take baby wipes, you can blend. You can use the baby wipe to put it on. So you can see that you can use up your excess paint in I call it a desk journal. Okay, here's some, let's put a little bit of yellow down here, because I have them sitting on my desk. And just for this purpose, just for the purpose of using up paint. Okay. Use up the rest of this black right in the crevice up there. Let's just go ahead and blend that out. I'm trying to use it up on one page so you can just see me using it. We can use up the rest of that white, watered down, or water down some more here. Let's spray it. Turn this into a whole on planet right there. Baby white. Oh. A little bit of yellow. So anyway, guys, just want to show you you can play in your desk journals. Let's fix that. Kind of wanted a little bit more blue-gray. Right there's an example of a cut edge. It's hard to blend in a cut edge. Let's make it a little bit littler. A little bit more. So anyway, did you finish the pages in the desk? Do I finish them? Rarely. Rarely do I finish them. because I'm busy working on other things. But I mean, I go in there, like, you know, this may end up being something, who knows? But you can see how they develop, right? You can see what I'm using is just trying to use up my paints, right? I'm just trying to use up my paints. And then I'll dry, you know, need to dry this before I turn the page, because you will stick the pages together for sure. Yeah. Well, we could put, somebody said that looked like Saturn. Okay, let's see about putting, let's see here. Let's get a little bit of yellow ochre. Oh, got black in there. Let me get rid of the black. Let's get some white and yellow, or yellow. Let's see about putting a Saturn rings on there. You want some Saturn rings? Let's see. All right. And we'll come around this way and swoop it around. It's going to have a little. I'm working on a cut edge right there. There's a cut edge right there. So what we'll do is right there on that cut edge, let me dry this. We'll take, and we'll put a little, where it's going, the ring is going around the back side and giving you a little extra glow, maybe. Darker right there now. Anyway, there we go. All right, guys, well, I think we're going to stop on the, that needs to come flatter this way. Let's go like that. So, any questions or anything, guys? Hey, Kellia. This is just the leftover paint. And now, look, I still got tons more. If I really wanted to dry this and go onto a different page. I mean, there's lots of, you know, like, look at this. I mean, we can go in here with, oh, I gotta go check my mail, right? All right, so like this, you know. So you just use even just a little bit of your paint up. These could be little, whatever. You're welcome. All right, let me go check my mail real quick, because y'all wanted me to. But we've already gone over an hour, and this is part 4 of something that we've done today. But, so real quick, this is what we've done on the art cards. This one. This one. and the one that we have the varnish on. Okay. All right, guys, hang on. Let me go check my mail. I'll be right back. I guess I could just stop this now, but thanks, guys. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back, guys. Uh-oh, I splashed my car. I thought I'd put my sleeve in it. Hang on, guys. Okay, I do have happy mail. Is Vicky BR still here? Oh my gosh. Vicky BR, who I don't think has ever mailed one thing in her whole life. I have mail from Vicky. We're going to open it. All right, I'm going to go, I got to catch my breath. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here, and I'm going to do a separate video for Vicky's mail. I just ran out to the mailbox. Catch my breath. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and save this video. And, yeah, I'll be right back.